after you. So let's get right into it. Point number one, know the difference between lust and love. There's a big difference between love and lust. When you're young, you tend to fall in love quick. And whenever you fall in love, you lose your emotions, you lose your mind. You don't really know what you're doing, but it's just maybe somebody you dated where the sex was great. Just maybe somebody you dated with, there's a great connection in the bedroom, or whatever it may be. You have a certain level of connection together, right? And that may confuse you on, this may be the person that I ought to be with for the rest of my life. But marriage, love, long-term relationship is a very big difference between a great, good time you had with somebody. I had relationships in the past where I was confused. I thought this is it, but it was just great, one aspect of the life. And then eventually later on, you start taking your time and you say, wait a minute, I'm just having a good time with this person. This is not somebody I'm going to end up with. But for current time, I'm having a good time, great. So you have to differentiate between those two. Many young men make a mistake in that area. Number two, it's okay to go to movies by yourself. I like to go to movies by myself because it allows me to think. It's a form of me almost meditating. It's a form of me being by myself, thinking about my own thoughts, what I'm doing next. For you, it may not be meditating. For you, it may be a different thing that you're doing, yoga, whatever it is. But in any way you can figure out a way to get away from the noise, you're by yourself where you can kind of think about what's going on with life. It's a very good thing for young men to do. Too often, it's always around people. You kind of need a little bit of your own time to be thinking about your future. Hygiene is more important than you think. Cologne alone cannot make up for bad body odor. So whether it's when you're younger, you're like, I'm just working out, it's not a big deal. You got the sweat, on your shirts and all this other stuff, and you're not really thinking about it. Yeah, you brush your teeth, but it's like a 20-second brushing your teeth, Yeah, you kind of shave, but you're not that much into it. Yeah, you kind of wash your body, but it's like a 2-minute shower. You got to kind of take that part very seriously. And I'm talking all aspects of it: washing, shaving, odor, having the right, deodorant to use. All of that package comes together. There's many content and great channels to teach you on how to do this on the hygiene side. But never underestimate the value of hygiene, because when somebody sees you and you're presentable, you smell good, you look good, in every possible way, you give them the presentation that I take care of myself, that says a lot about your character. Number four, never, ever, and I mean never, ever, get together with a friend's ex. Never do this. If your friend is dating a girl, Mary, they break up, but Mary calls you, don't ever go get together with Mary. I've seen this happen so many times and ruin so many different friendships. And in our circle, if anybody ever did this, one, you were either out of the circle or you're going to have a problem with me, because that's not something that we do in our circle. If someone, like I remember one time we went to a club and one of our old friends who was in the circle is with one of my best friends' girlfriend. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? It's like, oh, well, she didn't want to be with them, so she wanted to be with me. I said, dude, there's like millions of people in LA. You choose this. What is the matter with you? That's not what you do there. There was a friction there. No one in the group ever trusted him ever again because of that specific reason. Everybody always kept the girl away from him. And eventually he had to go find a different crew. And when he wanted to come back, people just wouldn't trust him. So basic rule, there's millions of other girls out there. Don't go date or hook up with a friend's ex just because they call you and they say, when we would go have coffee together and we'd go to the club, I always watched you because I always wanted to be with you. If your friendship matters that much, don't cross that line.